What's going on? Welcome back to the channel. So today when I talk to you about SoFi, I want to give you a very quick overview of some of the data points, what shorts did today, and go over everything else that you need to know. But first, make sure to hit that thumbs up, and with that, let's get right to it. So SoFi went up 1.07%, 27.03 the low, 27.54 the high, and very low volume. Of course, the market was closed early today because of Christmas. So I wanted to kind of pop on primarily and just say Merry Christmas to all of you that do celebrate, because there really wasn't that much in data today. So I'll give you a very quick overview. Ultimately, there's two things I wanted to kind of bring up in this video. One is just saying Merry Christmas. Second being shorts, because we did get a new exchange report. But today, this morning, we did have a lot of kind of volatility, and that is because of initial jobless claims coming in at 214 versus 226. So still wasn't really what the market wanted, not to the same magnitude as yesterday's GDP, but still nonetheless, the market got over it largely because of a lot of firms kind of really doubling down on the whole mentality of a year-end rally for 2025 going into 2026, plus Elon saying that GDP should be solid double digit going into and throughout 2026. Market loved that. So hopefully he provides a little bit more clarity on that, on where that kind of is coming from. I don't believe he did, but nonetheless, market loved that type of update and really pushed higher. So SoFi did ultimately fairly well. Today there was no official news. SEC filings, there was one that came out yesterday after my video, 522, shows Kelly selling 28,000 shares. That was done on the 23rd. So you have Jeremy and Kelly selling a lot of stock for whatever reason. Of course, blackout is going to be starting in roughly about 1 week. So a lot of these individuals are kind of selling so they can actually get some money, maybe over spending on Christmas or something like that. But again, one of the main reasons why I wanted to do this video is because of shorts. So I know a lot of people were always wondering, like, what the hell is happening to SoFi? Why is it lagging and blah, blah, blah. Technically, it was kind of shorts for the most part. So 2 times per month, we do have the exchange disclosing the true amount of shares being shorted, and that was actually just posted today. And so ultimately, popping over here, it does show as of December the 14th, it's always delayed information, there was 118.5 million shares being short. So that is an increase of 0.46. So ultimately, Ortex and Fintel and a lot of other platforms take that information, calculate up to the present day. So ultimately, shorts increased to about 4.36 million. And so this is why you did see SoFi somewhat kind of lagging a little bit during this kind of push lower. So during this kind of sell-off right here, shorts did increase. Of course, Lucid has significant volume, so that 4 million isn't that big of a deal, but we've seen shorts be very strategic. So they don't really throw everything they can at SoFi, they just hit it strategically at certain points. So just wanted to kind of pop on and give you a overview of that. 9.52% of the free float is being shorted. So because of this new exchange report, definitely kind of hits home again that there is some signs of naked shorting, because shares on loan being 111 million, number of shares being shorted being 117. That shouldn't happen. There should never be more shares being shorted than on loan. So for those of you that keep saying that SoFi is being manipulated, definitely it is. So naked shorting, which is generally very difficult to prove. So yeah, kind of crazy stuff. Cost to borrow minimum as well is negative. So that does also kind of point to just brokers, as per usual, paying people to short SoFi. So if I didn't know any better, the fact that there's more shares being shorted than on loan, and also this being negative, I would assume that a lot of the manipulation is coming from a competitor of SoFi in the finance sector that has a brokerage. Again, just throwing that out there for those of you that have some excess time. Maybe research that. But nonetheless, today, looking at the options, 45% of all the options being done were bearish in nature. So kind of contradicts the broader market. From a bull standpoint, you see a consensus for it to be roughly around that 27.50 to 28. Bears are anticipating for it to be sub 26.50 to 27. Nothing really crazy on the secondary market, most of which were buys right here, which is very odd because again, the options were bearish. This seems very bullish for the most part. So anything with a ask is a buy, anything with a bid is a sell. So a lot of the big ones today were buys. So 10.4, 1.7, those ones were buys. Dark pool, nothing really crazy happening on there. So 2.6 million was the largest, 1.7 with it at closing at 27.48. It is closing and trading between this R1 and the pivot. So 26.63 is going to be that next strong support. I'm looking at the 1-day chart. So these are very strong support and resistance points. And then 27.51 is going to be the next strong kind of target. And it did generally close right below that. So that's going to be something to really watch and get over early on Friday, which again, historically does have kind of low volume on a side note. Aside from all of that fun stuff on the actual chart itself, no different than yesterday. It's still above the 100-day moving average, so kind of just wedge bound between that 50 and 100-day moving average. That 50 is a big deal for SoFi, so if it's able to get above that, then historically you could see like a 30% push higher. That's again if history repeats itself, and luckily enough, with exception of recently, SoFi has always bounced off of that 50-day moving average. So if it can get above that, whether that be Friday or sometime early next week, then we should have a pretty good 2026 and onwards. One thing as well, looking at the market position, you see a lot more willing buyers. It actually kind of looks looming over the sellers. So all SoFi needs is that nice gentle push. That is it. And then the shorts can go F themselves. So like I said, just wanted to kind of pop on and just say Merry Christmas to everyone, and just give a general update on what happened as well as shorts. So stay tuned for following SoFi videos. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up and subscribe. Always greatly appreciate that. And then one final thing, if you're looking for some solid day trades, swing trades, pop over to my stacked account. I have some pretty good promos I did put out up until the end of the year. Link in the description below and also the comments. With all that said, appreciate all of you watching.